In this video, we are going to see the MLD configuration using SoldierOS, COMMANDO C2000, C3000, E2000, E3000, I2000 series switches using CLI. In IPv4, switches can use IGMP Snooping to limit the flooding of multicast traffic by dynamically configuring layer 2 interfaces, so that the multicast traffic is forwarded to only those interfaces associated with IP multicast addresses. In IPv6, MLD snooping performs a similar function. With MLD snooping, IPv6 multicast data is selectively forwarded to the list of ports that wants to receive data instead of being flooded to all ports in VLAN. This list is constructed by snooping IPv6 multicast control packets. MLD is a protocol used by IPv6 multicast router to discover the presence of multicast listeners on its directly attached links and to discover which multicast packets are of interest to neighboring nodes. MLD is derived from IGMP and has two versions, MLD version 1 equivalent to IGMP version 2 and MLD version 2 is equivalent to IGMP version 3. MLD is a sub-protocol of Internet Control Message Protocol ICMP version 6. The switch can snoop on both MLD version 1 and MLD version 2 protocol packets and breach IPv6 multicast data based on destination IPv6 multicast MAC addresses. The switch can be configured to perform MLD snooping and IGMP snooping simultaneously using COMMANDO switches. So let's start how to configure or enable the MLD snooping. So the command for that is configure terminal IPv6 MLD snooping. This will enable the MLD. If I want to change the version 1 to 2, I can set the IPv6 MLD snooping version 2 by giving the command IPv6 MLD snooping version 2. Generally, switches can use MLD snooping to constrain the flooding of multicast traffic by dynamically configuring layer 2 interfaces so that multicast traffic is forwarded only to those interfaces associated with IPv6 multicast devices. As the name implies, MLD snooping requires the LAN switch to snoop on the MLD transmission between host and the router and to keep track of multicast group and member ports. When the switch receives an MLD report from the host for a particular multicast group, the switch adds the host port number to the forwarding table entry. When it receives an MLD leave group message from a host, it removes the host port from the table entry. It also deletes the entries per user if it does not receive MLD membership report from the multicast client. Multicast router sends out periodic general queries to all VLANs. All hosts interested in this multicast traffic send report and are added to the forwarding table entry. The switch forward only one report per IPv6 multicast group to the multicast router. It creates one entry per VLAN in the layer 2 forwarding table for each MAC group from which it receives an MLD report. Layer 2 multicast group learned through the MLD snooping are dynamic. If you specify the group membership for a multicast group address statically, your setting supersedes any automatic manipulations by MLD snooping. Multicast group membership list can consist of both user defined and MLD snooping learned settings. So how to set IPv6 MLD unknown multicast action routers? Just you have to give the command IPv6 snooping IPv6 MLD snooping unknown multicast action router port. Then how to set the MLD snooping VLAN? Let's say I want to make VLAN 1 as a snooping VLAN. So for that, commands are IPv6 MLD snooping VLAN 1. MLD or snooping querier sends out periodic general MLD queries that is switch forward through all ports or in the VLAN. So to set the IPv6 MLD snooping VLAN parameters, we can go for command IPv6 MLD snooping VLAN 1, and I can set the parameters given here. One by one we will set the last member query counter to 5. We can set last member query interval to 3, whatever our choices are. Then VLAN 1 query interval we can set. Query interval, let us say 100. Then I can set the response time, otherwise the default value will be chosen by the switch. Then robustness variable, let us say 4. I can also set the router learn methods. So PIM DV MRP. I can set the static ports for IPv6 MLD snooping. Let us say I want port number 3 and 5. So IPv6 VLAN 1 static port G, let us say 3 and 5. I can make some forbidden ports also by giving the command forbidden port. Let us say I want to make G2 as a forbidden port. I can also set the static router port. So MLD snooping VLAN 1 static router port, let us say G1 and 2 I want static router port. I can also set the group for MLD snooping for VLAN 1. I can have other VLANs also as per my choice. Static group, let us say FF13 : 1 interface G, let us say 1 and 2. I can also set the profile for this MLD IPv6 MLD profile 1, and I can have the profile range also, profile range IPv6 FF13 from 1 to FF13 101 110, let us say. Action permit. After creating the profile, we can set it on the interfaces. Let us say I want to set this profile for interface G1. So interface G1, IPv6 MLD filter 1. I can also have the max groups defined for a particular interface. IPv6 MLD max group, let us say 10. I can also set the action replace. IPv6 MLD max group action replace. I can verify these all configuration by various show commands. The basic show command for showing the MLD is show IPv6 MLD snooping. So this will show the MLD status, version, forwarding methods and router port. Apart from that, I can have the packet statistics. Then show IPv6 MLD group. IPv6 MLD router. IPv6 MLD profile I can see. IPv6 MLD snooping groups. I can see these groups which I have created. Then snooping router I can see. So this will show the router, snooping router entries. Then snooping forward all settings. So these are the settings which we have done, and we can see the MLD profile also. So this is a profile, and we can also see the max group action which we have configured for this switch. Thank you.